Hello, you sexy biscuits, and welcome back into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Today we're going to be looking at the story trailer that has just dropped. If you didn't see this trailer in the PC Gaming Show, this trailer is available in its entirety over at Warhorse's YouTube page. But in today's video, we're going to be breaking this down and trying to pick apart some of the interesting details that I noticed. I have two things I need to say first. First things first, spoilers. I will be talking about my experience in the first couple of hours of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, because there are some things in this trailer that could be explained by things that I experienced. So if you're not okay with that, then that's fine. You can always come back to this video at a later point, and I completely get it. And the second thing is this video is sponsored by PlayOn. I'm in the big leagues, baby. Now, I'm gonna come out and say it, this is not going to affect my views. As you guys know, I will always be honest with you. And if there's something that I really don't like, I will talk about it. But enough talking, let's dive right in.
Is that what you really want, son? No matter how many people you kill, you can't change what's happened.
Okay, we need to talk about the first couple of opening seconds of this trailer, because this gives us an insight into what this sequence will be. This red signifies that this is a dream sequence. We had a couple of these in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. And we have Father talking to us. Now, I will say, Father sounds a little bit different. I might be mad, but he sounds a little bit younger. Now, I don't know if this is due to a different voice actor, but there's definitely something different with his voice, and I can't quite put my finger on it.
Is that what you really want, son? No matter how many people you kill, you can't change what's happened.
I don't know. I could be mad. Comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Because the original Father sounded like Sean Bean. Henry, could I go down tavern and pick me up some mead?
Dentes fortuna juvat!
What does it actually mean?
Fortune favours the brave.
All we have to do is deliver a letter to Lord Otto von Bergov and ride back again. So I wouldn't expect much excitement there.
So this is after the prologue of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and you are riding, of course, to Trotsky Castle to deliver that fabled letter. And I want to point out this armor here, because this is going to come back up later. But also, we have pebbles. Look how beautiful they are. Alongside this, I also got a document from PlayOn themselves. What Hans says is, fortune favours the brave. Or at least, that's what young Henry and Hans believe when they take on their mission at the start of the game. And as we go further into this, it's going to get a little bit darker.
Hans, look at me!
Henry! For the love of God!
My boy, war is a nasty business. And it is better to have your head on your neck and your foe on his knees than the other way around.
Let's go back to the start of this sequence where we see an ambush take place. So if we play this here, you guys can see that's a pretty nasty ambush that happens. Now, this is not at the start of the game, especially what I played. This seems to take place after you've got to Trotsky Castle. I'm assuming a little bit later in the game, because I did not experience this. Yes, there is some form of thing that happens, but it's nowhere on this level. And then it cuts to Hans Capon injured. Now, in theory, this is the second time he's been injured, gravely wounded, because this happens right near the start of the game as well. But the fact that we're getting another scene with Hans being harmed, I don't know what's going on. Poor Hans Capon.
My boy, war is a nasty business.
And that, if there is a correct, which I'm pretty sure they are, is Jan Ziska. And we're going to be talking about Jan Ziska in this because, oh my god, there is a ton to talk about with Jan Ziska. Now, this kind of reminds us of course, Skalitz at the start of Kingdom Come 1. And then later on, I don't know if this is the same village. This might be a different village. Let's be honest, it could be because the time of day is completely different. But this village is on fire, and then you go to this scene where you see Henry looking out over this area here on fire. I'm wondering if this is the same place that we saw get attacked in one of the very first trailers. I'm going to play this in the background. This is the sequence where a man gets hit by an arrow as he comes out of the drawbridge. And then he gets stormed by a ton of soldiers. And I'm assuming that this is the continuation of that sequence. Or the aftermath, I should say. Is this the same village that we see the dancing people at and the party that's going on that we're all quite confused by? Possibly. And that is definitely my biggest assumption here.
These days we have all sorts of vagabonds, drifters, outlaws and bandits roaming the country. I urge you all to be vigilant. You know who I am!
Okay, so there's some little things we need to break down here because not only do you have some really cool character reveals, you have this guy. I don't know who this is. I'm assuming that this is a bailiff. Judging from that hat, it's probably a bailiff of this town, right?
We have all sorts of vagabonds.
Okay, so the vagabonds shows us Father Godwin.
Drifters!
Drifters shows us this woman. Now, she keeps appearing. We don't have a definitive name for her yet that I know of. Warhorse, I don't think, has outright said what this woman's name is. But I will say, at the start of the game, you end up seeing her being accosted by some guards. And, some pretty horrible stuff happens and she ends up running away. She is definitely an integral character in Kingdom Come 2, that is for damn sure, but I still don't quite know where she fits in.
Outlaws and...
Outlaws relates to this man. I have no idea. I'll be honest. I have no idea, but he looks terrifying. So, yeah, watch out for this guy.
And bandits.
And bandits is Istvan Toth. And I should bring back something we didn't mention. Henry is seemingly having a dream of killing Istvan Toth in this dream sequence. This is a dream sequence. I want to point that out. Anytime you see it in red like this, it's a dream sequence. And then we have a shot of this guy. Who the hell's this? It kind of looks a bit like Runt. Is this Runt 2.0? He looks quite scary, and that is some fancy armor he's wearing, and I'm assuming he's going to be someone we're fighting. And of course, we can't forget the man, the myth, the legend, Markvart, who is here again. This is the same shot we've seen quite a few times. Wait, hang on. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? This guy. I hadn't noticed this until right now. Hang on. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that is the same person. So this is one of Markvart's men. Intriguing. Okay, the plot thickens, everyone.
I urge you all to be vigilant. You know who I am!
And, okay, I think I know where this fits in. And it's all dramatic, but the sequence that happens before this with Hans Capon that ends up getting him thrown in here, if I'm correct, is hilarious and brilliant and funny and great. I'm not going to spoil it. You need to experience that for yourself. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is where that leads to. So this sequence, if I'm right, isn't as bad as Markvart or Istvan Toth. This is more of a possibly comedic moment that they've kind of dramatized a little bit.
You can't kill me. You're the same as me. You play the game. But you don't understand the rules. And in the end, you'll lose.
So we have Istvan Toth mocking us. This is also a dream sequence. Is this Istvan Toth making Henry's life a living hell in his own dreams? Probably. Or this might be an actual speech in the game. I'm not sure. But as you see here, he is just evil.
You play the game.
And then this sequence happens, and you may remember at the start of this video, I said that this armor is important because at the start of the game, when you get to play as Henry after the prologue, you're riding towards Trotsky Castle, and he's wearing this same armor, right? The only problem with that is, after that sequence, stuff happens, and he loses that armor. I'm wondering, is this possibly a negative outcome of talking down the Trotsky guards? Because there's a sequence where Trotsky's men will come down and talk to you, and you can kind of have a negative or positive outcome depending on your speech and stuff like that. Why else would he be wearing this armor and being accosted by these guards here? It doesn't really make any sense, and that's why I personally think that this is some kind of negative outcome to some dialogue choices. If not, I don't know. Maybe he gets this armor back at some point, but this kind of threw me through a loop a little bit. Also, what the hell's going on here? I have no idea. Hans Capon is with Henry in this place, and it looks like either a well in front of Henry, but you've got this guy tied up here. Like, what is happening?
You play the game. But you don't understand the rules. And in the end, you'll lose.
And then that sequence. Now, we need to talk a little bit about Jan Ziska, because Jan Ziska, it's very important that we talk about the fact that Jan Ziska lost his eye. Now, from everything I could find online, Jan Ziska possibly lost his eye at a young age or adolescence. Now, we know Kingdom Come Deliverance has messed around with ages quite a bit. Henry, for instance, is supposed to be 15, the same as Hans Capon. Even though that they definitely don't look like it, they're supposed to be 15, right? Could Jan Ziska here be in his mid-20s? Possibly. This seems to continue a scene that we saw in an early trailer where it's Henry fighting a man in this exact same armor. And I'm wondering if it's Henry that takes out Ziska's eye. And I don't even know where to go from there. That is insane. But it might give a possible explanation, because there is no definitive explanation for how he lost his eye, right? It was either in an accident or in combat. And that's it. That's all we know. So I guess the Warhorse Studios have kind of played a little bit with the history and that kind of gap in history, and that's really interesting.
I'm not like you.
Sigismund is mustering his allies and their armed forces to Kuttenberg.
He'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Now!
Are we seriously gonna wait? Cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame?
I remember everyone I killed. Are you sure you didn't kill someone's father or mother? War is a nasty business.
There's so many little things we need to break down here. Right, so let's head back. We've seen that sequence now. I want to point out some things here. Not only does Henry appear to be talking to Toth here.
I'm not like you.
Okay, that sounds like he's talking to Toth and responding to what he was just saying, okay? We've also got, of course, the February 4th update that is coming out now. But this is quite intriguing. We have this man, who I don't know who this is. I am at a complete loss. Comment down below if you think you know who this man is. But we're gonna move a little bit forward here because there's something kind of interesting that I noticed, right? So not only do we have Hans and Henry here, very fancy. He's got the same caparison that he did in Kingdom Come 1. That's not Pebbles, by the way, which worries me. Look at the armor. That is our mystery man all the way back here. Same armor. Who we've then discovered is working with Markvart, right? This is obviously Markvart men about to siege this town or castle. No idea who this is. I don't know. I'm assuming that this might be a lower lord, possibly, kind of like how Radzig was, or like Hans was, or Hanush, you know, the kind of the lord of their own town, or even Divish, right? I'm thinking that's the case here, and I'm assuming that this is possibly his daughter. Oh no, Henry, watch out! It's once again this man! Yeah! This guy is gonna be trouble.
Corner! Or are we gonna drive them?
Now, this sequence right here of first-person combat, this takes place in the prologue, where you play as Father Godwin. Yeah. So, this is mad. Right, okay, we're going to keep going, because I did spot our mystery guy.
Or are we gonna drive?
There he is again, fighting Henry. Okay, quick look at the tourneys here. I don't think this is supposed to be dramatic. It's just they kind of threw it here because it looked cool. This is our tourney system, which is amazing. And it's had a massive upgrade from what I saw. Now, hang on. I'm pretty sure that this is Henry. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this is Henry, sat on top of Pebbles. By the way, that is a badass shot. Look at that. Henry is about to kick some ass. Okay? Right. So, and then we have a quick shot here of Father Godwin praying. Because, yeah, all hell's about to break loose. I'm wondering if this is before the prologue. And once again, you have this mystery man. He is good at combat. This is really going to push Henry to his limits, I think. And this might be the new, like, big rival of Kingdom Come 2. And there we have an amazing shot of Henry galloping on Pebbles into battle. Oh, I love that sequence. That is so cool. There he goes. Like, look at that. That is so badass. Right. I love this. We're going to listen to this dialogue again because I think it's quite important.
I remember everyone I killed. Are you sure you didn't kill someone's father or mother? War is a nasty business.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say here that this man sounds like he is dying. Either due to Henry's actions, possibly, or something else. But this feels like a last kind of speech, right, before you go. Now, at first, I thought this might have been Markvart, but it's not. No, it's definitely not. The accent isn't right. Even though the voice actor, I'm pretty sure, has changed now from Markvart, which is kind of sad because the original voice actor was great. I loved him. I'm sure this new one is also brilliant. But here we have a quick sequence of Henry, because at first I thought this was Markvart, right? It's not. It's Henry. You can see the hair, right? And this confused me a little bit because it doesn't look like Skalitz, right? Am I wrong? This looks like that same town that we saw earlier and the one that got raided in the previous trailer. That's what makes me think that this sequence happens late in the game, right? Late in the game. Because Henry's dreaming about this. Okay, so this must have happened a while ago because he's dreaming about it. It's not current.
Are you sure You didn't kill someone's father.
He seems to be taunting Henry with the idea that no matter what he does, it's, even if it's for the better good, it's maybe not the best thing, or it's not the right thing to do. And I really believe that the document that I got sent by PlayOn really describes this well. Dead soldiers and burned villages are piling up as the story comes to an inevitable, action-packed and emotional finale. And with that comes a question. Is revenge the right way to deal with one's tragic past? With blood on his sword, what differentiates Henry from the ones he swore to take vengeance against? It's all up to you as the player, how you will shape Henry's character and outcome of his story. I love that. That is so amazing. So yeah, that kind of gives us this moral quandary that Henry is dealing with, and seeing his father is that final kick to be like, maybe he should have listened to his father, because the path he's going down is dark. And it's possibly going to be the death of Henry or someone he cares about. And that's what I believe is going to be the end of Kingdom Come 2. I could be wrong, but it feels like there are gonna be consequences to his actions. Of course, Kingdom Come Deliverance comes out on February 4th. Super excited. Again, a massive thank you to PlayOn for sponsoring this video. As I said earlier, I am still going to be releasing the same content I've always done, and going through everything with a methodical eye, and going through and deep diving into this stuff. But the fact that I'm being supported by the company that publishes Kingdom Come Deliverance is insane, and I'm super grateful. Right, I love each and every single one of you, but until next time, that's me. Out. Bye, guys.